Social media has transformed the way we communicate and obtain information. Could you imagine a world where social media does not exist? I can't. Even though 15 years ago most people were unaware of it, and some of the main social media platforms did not even exist. Social media is like a big playground where people all over the world interact. However, it is most probable that you are part of a filtered bubble where many of your friends share your own worldviews, and you're seldom confronted with opposed points of view. Monitoring social media allows us to obtain a general overview of what is happening on different platforms. The idea is not to have a surveillance apparatus that would control your every move, but more of a quality control tool to be aware of the millions of interactions happening every minute, and to, in some case, flag harming content. It is important to first have a purpose to find relevant information in a sea of junk information. For example, for businesses, it is crucial to understand what do the users think of them and learn how to use this information to build a better digital reputation. In my opinion, there is a specific field for which monitoring is a necessary task, and that is politics. Political communication has been disruptively changed through the last years with the advent of social media. Before, politics was a topic that would be discussed in the close circle of friends. Now, there is the possibility to have heated online debates and even remain anonymous to the person you're confronting. At the same time that social media is connecting everyone, it is driving us further apart from the groups that hold different ideas than us. Unhealthy confrontation can lead to bigger polarization and an increase in hate speech. The political reality we perceive and our points of view may have direct consequences in the offline world. In this scenario, monitoring social media can be helpful. So how do we start monitoring? There are several commercial tools available, for example Hootsuite and Brandwatch. You can also build your own monitor systems by connecting to the social media platform's APIs. We decided to create our own system and share it on a live dashboard. It is called the Political Dashboard, and it tries to give an overview of the online political landscape in Germany. We collect and analyze political content from Twitter, Facebook, and 40 online news media sources. Here it is. Let me walk you through our dashboard. The first page is the Twitter page. Here we are collecting live tweets related to German political content. And as you see, we have collected more than 1.3 billion tweets in the last 2 years. They are all tweets related to German politics. And here we have the trending hashtags. For example, there's a very famous video, scandal video from Austrian politician Strache, and it's been on top for 3 days, and it's right now like one of the trending topics in politics in Germany. The difference to the normal trending hashtags on Twitter is that they are related to the whole Twitter, and here we're just focusing on political content. We're only focusing on German tweets. We have here the trending URLs, how many have them been retweeted, and for how many hours they've been on this top trending URL list. We also have the information about users that have retweeted the official political parties. So here we have 7 of the main political parties in Germany, and we have their top hashtags also in the last 24 hours. We call a supporter a user that has retweeted tweets of the political page, their original Twitter page, more than 5 times. And we can also see how much time these have been on top. And to have a better comparison between the parties, we have this spider plot. When we are plotting the top 10 hashtags overall in our database, and we seeing how each political party, how the users are tweeting about it. For example, Ibiza-gate is being retweeted at most by Die Grünen, which is the political party, the Greens. And there are other topics like SPD where they're almost not contributing. Only 3% of the tweets are talking about the hashtag SPD. And for example, the political party AfD is talking, of course, about itself more than the other political parties. And it's a nice comparison of the 7 parties. This was the first page. We have a second page on online media. Here we're collecting online media sources, all the news articles related to politics from 40 online media sources. It has to be news about politics in Germany. That's the interesting stuff, is not looking at all the news online, but all the news that have to do with politics. And we have the trending topics. We're using topic modeling to classify documents, which in this case are news, on different topics and obtaining the words that are more representative for a topic. For example, this big topic represents a 16% of all articles, and it's talking about the video scandal that happened to the political party FPÖ, and about the Kurz, which is the chancellor in Austria, and Strache, who is the one that with the scandal. And you see what are the main topics being discussed at the moment, and you get an idea just by the words. You don't need to know which articles were referenced, but just by the words you know, okay, this is the topic about Merkel, the debate about the chancellor, and how much of the articles, percent of the articles are talking about this topic. And in all these topics, we're looking at how much times the political parties have been referenced, have been mentioned. For example, in this case today, in the last 24 hours, SPD has been talked the most on the news. We're also looking at the shares on Facebook for all these articles that we're collecting. Until now we have 34,000 that we have collected, and we're collecting every day, non-stop. And here we have the top shared articles on Facebook in the last 5 days. For example, this piece has been shared more than 3,500 times in the last 72 hours. And we also have the trending articles on Facebook, which are like in the last 2 hours, which piece of news has been shared the most. In this case is one about Jungefreiheit. And as in the Twitter page, we also have a spider plot, but here we're not comparing users from different pages. We are comparing different news sources and classifying them as left, center, center right, and right sources, news media sources, and compare what are the topics that they are discussing. For example, we have here that the center right and the center left are talking a lot about the AFD, while the center papers that will classify as papers that are neutral are talking more about the video scandal and the others, which is kind of interesting. The third page we have, it's about the European elections that will happen next Sunday. For now, there are 8,800 active ads on Facebook. We are collecting political ads, which can be obtained by the Facebook Ads API. We find what are the top advertisers, how many ads are they active now from the political parties or political groups that are interested in showing political ads, and also which ones have spent more money, and how much impressions they have received. For example, the FDP has received between 5 million and 18 million impressions with the 2,000 ads they have active at the moment, and they have spent between 20 and 295,000 euros for these ads. And you can check all the different political organizations and their impressions and how much money they have spent. We have a nice targeting map, which for political parties, so the 7 that we mentioned, we see which states in Germany they are targeting. For example, the AfD is targeting 12% Bayern, 10% Baden-Württemberg, and the Grünen, they have 15% Bayern of their ads and 14% to Baden-Württemberg. So when an ad is released, an advertiser can decide where do the ads should be shown, into which people, to which states is more important. And we can see the different strategies from the different political parties now that the European elections are coming. The last page, the Facebook page, is currently not active since we don't have access to the API data from Facebook, but this should change soon.